Right, I have just woken up after watching the Royal Rumble, and I thought, you know what, let me not post my thoughts straight away, let me go back and watch it over again, the men's and the women's. Now, just to start with, just to get out of the way, I wasn't too interested in the Motor City Machine Gun match. It was a decent match. I wasn't paying too much attention, I'm not gonna lie. They haven't sold me on that team yet and what they were doing there. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens, great match. It looked like those two were trying to legitimately injure each other. I'm guessing they probably are injured after watching KO laying there on the floor looking lifeless with blood all over his face. I really wouldn't be surprised if he was actually injured. That Alabama slam through the ladder was absolutely disgusting, but those two matches aside, I want to talk about the Rumbles. Now, I'm going to start with the men's Rumble because I'm going to end this in a rant. The men's Rumble was good. There was fantastic storytelling there. Something clearly happened with Drew McIntyre. He did not look happy, and obviously you could say he was selling the fact that he was eliminated by Damian Priest. I believe that's who eliminated him. Yeah, it was. But I don't know, something seemed off to me. And then I read a report saying that he was pissed when he went backstage and somebody had to get all their moves in and something didn't go according to plan. So I don't know what's going on there entirely, but it didn't seem scripted to me. But the men's rumble in its totality was good. Jacob Fatu looked like a monster. Wish he had a bit more of a back and forth with Braun Strowman in the match. He got eliminated pretty quickly, but I guess they're going to build from that at the Elimination Chamber now. The storytelling with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns was fantastic. Seth Rollins looked like he actually tried to kill Roman Reigns at one point. He double stomped him outside and then stomped him on the steel steps. The interaction between Punk and Rollins did not look scripted at all. I was very annoyed when Logan Paul eliminated CM Punk, and I want to make something very clear here. You have heels in the game that you hate because they're good heels. I don't hate Logan Paul because he's a good heel. I just hate Logan Paul. Every time I see him, I'm like, I kind of want to turn the TV off. And if he's in a singles match at WrestleMania and it's not against one of the wrestlers that I really want to see, that is a toilet break for me. There's a difference, for me at least, with a good heel and someone that I just find to be a bit of a detestable person. Now, that's not a knock on his accomplishments. Obviously, he's accomplished a lot in his life. I just think he's done a lot of terrible things, and I don't think putting him in a kayfabe scenario really negates that for me. So I'm not here for Logan Paul. I really don't like seeing him in his final three. The Rumble is obviously star-studded. Jey Uso winning was... I didn't see it coming. I honestly thought once Logan was out and that sort of like heart attack moment had passed for me, we were going to get a John Cena Royal Rumble victory. And I was like, okay, do you know what? Fine. John Cena, he's one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. Give him his 17th title run, no problem. But they swerved us and Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. And at first I sat there and I was like, damn. But then I was like, wait, hold on. Jey Uso's had a fantastic year. He's not been injured a single time this year. He only had an IC title reign of like, what, 24 days? It was very short. The guy doesn't seem to complain about anything. I think he wrestled the most matches in 2024, in my opinion. And, you know, the crowd's obviously like, they love him. They love him to death. I mean, his theme song is excellent. I'm going to go to the gym after this. I'm probably going to be playing his theme song on the way there. He's super over. If you're going to pull the trigger on him now, well, if you're going to pull the trigger on him at any point, it's going to be now, right? I don't know if I want to see him fight Gunther for the fourth time. Maybe Gunther can drop the title before Mania. I'm not too sure. He hasn't been the strongest world champion. I haven't enjoyed that as much as I thought I would. Maybe they can do something else there with the world title. But either way, Jey Uso in the main event, no problem. I think he's probably going to main event night 1. I don't think he'll main event night 2. But either way, seeing him go from what he was with his brother to now being like a megastar, it's great. That aside, okay, because all of that was all fine. You know, Motor City Machine Gun match was whatever. Men's Rumble was really good. Cody and KO, great. Now we get to the Women's Rumble. Now the Women's Rumble, 90% of it was solid. Now if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen videos on this channel before, I am an Io Sky fan. And from what I could see, and I was really glad to see this, when I went on Twitter or X, people were pulling for Io Sky. So it seemed like the momentum was with her. But we all know in the Rumble, they like to surprise us. Sometimes they like to build new stars. Io Sky's already been a world champion. If Io Sky lost, I would have been like, no problem. I saw Roxanne in there, I was like, they could just like throw Roxanne on us, I'd be cool with that. There was a lot of girls in there that I was like, yeah, I'd be okay with that, but I was pulling for Io. And then Charlotte Flair's pyro hit. As a matter of fact, before we get to Charlotte Flair, because I'm about to go on a little tangent. When I saw Alexa Bliss come back, I was very happy. The dirt sheets were all wrong. I like the fact that Michael Cole called out the internet gossipers about things that they think they claim to know. I think that kind of throws Dave Meltzer's idea that he has all of these insiders in the mud. Not that I really listen to him anyway. I'm not a big fan of Dave Meltzer, but it was great great seeing her come back. There was a lot of surprises in the female Rumble that I really enjoyed, and just the general quality was pretty good in that match up until you get to basically at the last 10 minutes, and I think the match really went downhill for me. I got taken out of it when I saw Charlotte Flair come out. Now Charlotte Flair was obviously advertised for the Rumble. We knew she was going to be there. I don't know why they advertised it given the way they had her come out with pyro and everything. Pyro at the Rumble and no one else got it. I was like, yeah, she's winning this. And me and my boys were just taken out of the match completely. You get to the part where Nia Jax is basically going to hoist everybody over the top rope, and she gets 7 eliminations from that, Io Sky being one of them. At that point I was like, man, what are we doing here? Yeah, Nikki Bella was in there, and I was like, I'll take Nikki Bella, I'll take Nia Jax, anyone, but please not Charlotte Flair. Lo and behold, Charlotte Flair wins the Royal Rumble for the second time. And I can't tell you how much this has sucked the fun out. It really did suck the fun out of the event for me. And it's probably partly the reason why I was tuned out of the Motor City Machine Gun match, because I was just sitting there with my friends bitching. Charlotte Flair has been a Royal Rumble winner already, and she has won the world title 14 times. Now in this current stage of the WWE, with the girls over at NXT and the girls on Raw and SmackDown, it's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, women's roster of all time. And I know that is that's like a pretty bold thing to say, but look at it. They even had Jordan Grace come over. Then you give it to Charlotte, who's already won the world title 14 times. I mean, if you're really desperate to put a title on Charlotte, she hasn't won the Intercontinental Championship and she hasn't won the United States Championship. Just have her go wrestle those. I would have been like, fine, whatever, man. She's a Flair. She's gonna have championships. But I don't live in that age anymore, man. Like, we've seen Charlotte how many times? Now, I can promise you, whether it's Rhea or whether it's Tiffany, I will be going to the toilet on that. I really hope that we get a similar situation to Daniel Bryan and Cody Rhodes, where the fans basically hijacked the main event and forced their favorite into it. Now I would pick Io Sky. I think she was like the goat of the Rumble. You could say her or Roxanne. And to know that Charlotte is going to take up another main event, I'm just like, Triple H rarely misses. He rarely misses. Since he's taken over, it's been great. I've had so much fun watching it. I think the product is infinitely better, and you can even tell the morale with the wrestlers and all how they look, how they're presented. Even with Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, everyone looks happier. But this was a fat L. Nobody, from what I could see on X, nobody wanted to see Charlotte. I know about one person, and it's my friend on this channel, Levi, who was pulling for Charlotte for reasons I'll never understand. You genuinely have some of the greatest female talent in the world, some of the greatest female talent of all time. You've even got up-and-comers in NXT, like Stephanie and Julia. Now, I know it's not their time to be main eventing, bro, I would take anyone over Charlotte. Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble really did put a massive downer on the event. And then to top things off, before I end this rant, she goes on that post-match credits or post-match analysis press conference, and she's just there being as far up herself as possible. And I understand she's got to play up a character. She's a Flair. Of course she's going to do that. But oh my lord, I sat there and I was like, really, Triple H, are you fucking kidding me? Flair in the main event again. I'm so tired of it. So here's my hopes going into WrestleMania. I saw some people saying, oh, I hope she gets injured. I don't, just to be clear, because I know some people in the IWC say some crazy shit. I don't hope that one. I don't wish that on anyone. That's crazy. But I don't want her winning the title. Now, if they turn it into a triple threat match with either Rhea or Tiffany, and they insert somebody else, whether it's Io or Roxanne or whoever it might be, that's fine, because Charlotte is a good wrestler. I find her boring as a talent, but if I was just to take her wrestling ability, she's good. So if you put in a triple threat match and you have her help enhance another talent, or they have some really good spots with her and then the other talent goes over and becomes the world champion or the WWE champion, fine, no problem. I'm happy for her to be there. Her name will elevate the person that eventually gets the pinfall on her or the champion. But if you're really going to give Charlotte a 15th world title when you've got this deep of a pool of female wrestlers, I don't know what to say, man. Like, I don't have the genius of Triple H, clearly. He has built something from what Vince left him that is nothing short of incredible. So you can't take that away from him. But not everyone's perfect. And I'm sorry, like, you look at the internet's reaction to Charlotte, everybody was like, are you kidding me? And then to bring her out there with pyro was just a bit like, yeah, this is our golden child. And no matter what you guys say, this is what you're getting. And in that press conference, she was like, I'm taking all the gold. I'm coming for it. I'm the best, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I get you're playing up the Flair character, but at the same time, it's like, oh, are you really doing this again 15 times? We don't live in the age of Ric Flair anymore where that was happening and that was more prevalent. And you might be saying, well, Mike, you're saying that, but you're very happy for John Cena to win his 17th. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. John Cena's a likable guy. People want him to win. Charlotte Flair's not. Maybe some of you watching this like Charlotte Flair. I know Levi likes Charlotte Flair. He doesn't even know this video is going up. John Cena and Charlotte Flair can't be compared. The star power can't be compared. As a matter of fact, John Cena has been extremely humble. Now, he gave a very, very heartfelt and intense promo at the press conference after the show, and he basically said, yeah, I'm gonna win this shit. And I'm like, yeah, you should win this shit, bro, because you put the company on your back for many, many years. You've gone into Hollywood, you've done a fantastic job. You've come back for a farewell tour, basically what the fans want. It doesn't even really seem like it's something that John Cena really wants when it comes to pursuing the world title. It seems more like he wants to put people over. And I can bet you any money that Triple H probably wanted to have John Cena win the Rumble, and Cena probably said, no, let's put this guy over. Let's put Jey Uso over, which, you know, I would not be surprised if Cena did that. But even if he didn't, Cena wanting to go for a 17th world title is fine with me. It's his retirement tour. He has earned it. He's every bit as good as he says he is. He's every bit as good as the internet says he is. He's put on some of the greatest matches of our life. I mean, his match with AJ Styles for the title was absolutely fantastic. He had absolutely show stealers with JBL, and for a long time he has been a gimmick, and I'd like to see him get his due and go out on top. It's not very often that you get to see wrestlers go out on top. Most wrestlers go out on their shield, or they're passing the torch onto someone else, and I think he probably is going to do that. He's going to use his world title reign to pass it on to somebody else. Who that is, I don't know. It'd be good if it's like an upcoming talent. maybe it's LA Knight. Maybe LA Knight's the one that takes it from him. I'm just throwing it out there. But yeah, that's pretty much my rant. Like, I'm very disappointed in WWE for going with the Charlotte Flair route. She really did feel like a Vince project. And now that Vince is out, I was kind of hoping she can be there. She's a great wrestler, but does she need to win the world title at WrestleMania? She could win the world title again, but does it have to be at WrestleMania? Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys very soon.